I guess I was a little confused. Oh, okay.
Okay, Nate, take it away.
Yep. Hello, everyone. We are starting today's HRC meeting at 8:53. Do we need motion to start the meeting, or you just call this meeting to order?
Nope, we just call the meeting to order.
Just did it.
Okay. And with that being due, we don't have much time for the other meetings, so if people are like, let's go into executive session to discuss the case.
So what we need is a motion to go to executive session in order to discuss confidential cases.
We move to discuss the confidential cases.
We have a motion and a second.
Second.
No, Mitch, a second, yep. Okay, motion and second, all in favor? Let's move over.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording so we can proceed into executive session.
Okay, okay, regarding the case, can we get a motion and a second?
In PA 240017, motion that the Human Rights Commission finds there are no reasonable grounds to believe that respondents discriminated against the complainant based on disability, race, or color in violation of the Vermont Fair Housing and Public Accommodations Act, 9 VSA Section 4502 and 16 VSA Section 570F.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second, Mitch?
Second.
All right, motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Um,
You're not voting.
Commissioner Wilson, I just want to clarify for the record, since you did not attend the hearing, are you abstaining?
Oh, yes, right. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm abstaining. Yes, because I didn't attend the hearing. Yes, you're right.
Thank you.
I am. I'm
Okay,
abstaining.
great, thank you. At this time, we can go back into we need a motion to go back into executive session to hear our next confidential case.
So move to go to executive session.
Second that.
All right, we have a motion and second, all in favor? Let's go.
I just want to make sure everyone did get a chance to vote on that motion.
Yes.
Oh, do we vote?
Oh,
Yes.
Bruce,
Okay.
did you vote to go into executive session?
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, I do vote to go into
Okay.
executive session. Yep. Yes, aye.
Okay, great. Thank you. We will turn off the recording as we go back into executive session. Thank you.
And can we get a motion on
Make
case?
a motion to find no reasonable grounds.
Okay, we need to have at least the case number, please.
Oh, we need to, go ahead.
In motion, in HB 250010, motion that the Human Rights Commission finds there are no reasonable grounds to believe that the respondents discriminated against the complainant based on minor children in violation of the Vermont Fair Housing and Public Accommodations Act, 9 VSA Section 4503.
Okay,
All
we have
right,
a motion.
Can we get a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Okay, so that's 4 yeas, 0 nays. Thank you all. We will go on break now at lunch, and we will return here promptly at 12:45. Thank you.
Thank you.
HRC case number PA 25-000 to, I move that the Human Rights Commission reopen the investigation, that within 5 business days, respondent shall produce to the commissioner's attorney investigator all documents in respondent's possession, custody or control that relates in any way to the complaint. And that within 30 days, respondent make respondent's witnesses, if any, available for interview.
Second that motion.
Okay, we have 2 yeses. And a
We have a, wait, Nate, we have a motion and a second.
we have a
All in
motion,
favor?
we have a motion and a second, all in favor,
Aye.
and I
Opposed?
vote nay.
And Commissioner Wilson is abstaining due to absence at the hearing.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We are now ready for a motion in HV 250009. Who would like to make that motion?
Can the chair make a motion?
This was our 1 o'clock case.
So in HB 250009, motion that the Human Rights Commission finds there are reasonable grounds to believe that respondent discriminated against the complainant based on disability in violation of the Vermont Fair Housing and Public Accommodations Act 9 VSA Section 4503.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I can second, I don't know if the chair usually doesn't second, I can certainly second.
The only
I
thing
feel like I
will
need
do-
to get my votes in.
The only thing I will do to this motion is to add the HUD case number 01-25-0693-8.
Thank you. Okay, so
So
we have a
we have a-
motion and a second.
Yep, so we have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Bruce,
Bruce is muted.
Lucy,
So Bruce, you're still muted?
Aye.
Okay, so that's an
Aye.
aye vote in favor of the motion. Okay, so we have no, that's a unanimous yes vote 4-0. Okay, and then our 2 o'clock case, who wants to do the honors for this one?
Hey, it's your turn.
oh, do I get to do it? Okay. Yay. Let me get down to it here. We're doing HVPA 25 in, what's that?
Bruce just got bumped off again. Okay, well, we could do some other business and,
Why don't
and wait for that motion.
Yeah, can we have a quorum here, can we approve meeting minutes and all that stuff, or does Bruce need to definitely be here for that?
Let's see, who was at the last meeting? Nate, you were there and Aditi was there? All 3 of you? Were you at the last?
All 5 commissioners.
Yeah, okay, but we still have, enough to have a majority vote on that. So, we just need a motion to approve the minutes from the February meeting.
I will make a motion that we approve the minutes from the February meeting.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Since you weren't there, we usually would have you, abstain.
I abstain.
Thank you.
Even though I read it, but.
Since we have such a busy day, I wasn't planning to spend a lot of time on the executive director report. I know you all had a lot to read. If you did get a chance to read the executive director report, was there any questions or topics that anyone wanted to discuss? A lot. Overall, it's been incredibly busy. I'll just sum it all up with that. And happily, we have made it through the House version of the budget bill with one additional staff attorney investigator position added, as well as budgeted enough to not rely on any HUD money to come in next year. So all of our funding will be general fund. And we had, and the legislature also gave us a little additional to make up for what the governor had recommended. We budget for a vacancy turnover savings. Hopefully, we will make it through the Senate side in that good a position, if not better. And we currently have a vacant position in case anybody wants to, tell any lawyers we have a staff attorney investigator position open for another about a week. The posting will be open for.
Any idea when the Senate vote is gonna be on it, and then the governor on the fifth position?
It usually all happens in April. Sometimes we go a little bit into May. If the budget gets vetoed, they'll do a special session. Sometimes that's at the end of May or the beginning of June. It does seem possible that there will be a veto for not related to our position. But if the first step is getting through Senate Appropriations Committee with at least what the House recommended. And that should, I'm not sure, but I think they will try to make that decision within the next 2 weeks. And then it goes on the floor of the Senate for passage. If it passes, it has to go into the committee of conference committee, where they hash out any differences, and then it gets voted on the floor of both chambers again before going to the governor's desk. That's the smooth and easy process if all goes well and there's no wrinkles.
Could possibly go on.
So given that we have, we're not sure what's the status with Nate, would folks, or not with Nate, with Bruce, would folks like to hold off on voting on that 2 o'clock case and see if he will rejoin us?
Yeah, I think we all know where we're gonna go, so I think, and given the fact that it's 2:40, we can always just go back into executive session and discuss the other case, or if people want to take a quick 5-minute break and then come back with the other.
I think it's a good time to take a 5-minute break, and then plan to come back. I think, how about we have a motion for a 5-minute break followed by executive session to discuss confidential cases?
So
Okay.
can we get a motion from someone for a 5-minute break and then go into executive session?
So moved.
Second that.
All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Go for it.
Okay, thank you. I am turning off the recorder. We are back in public session at 4:05 p.m.
Okay, Do we want to make, can we just go ahead and make a motion? I know we are gonna do HVPA 25-0001. So let's do that first. So I will make a motion in HVPA 25-0001. Motion that the Human Rights Commission finds that there are reasonable grounds to believe that the respondent discriminated against the complainant based on disability in violation of the Fair Housing and Public Accommodations Act 9 VSA 4502 and 4503.
Second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Hold on, Dave, before the commissioners vote, please be advised of adding the HUD case number 01-25-5551-8. Thank you.
We have a motion. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, next case.
We have two motions in the next case, so we'll take them one at a time. I can do that one. Go ahead.
In PA 25-0014, motion that the Human Rights Commission finds there are reasonable grounds to believe that the respondent discriminated against the complainants based on disability in violation of the Vermont Fair Housing and Public Accommodations Act 9 VSA Section 4502C.
We have a motion. Can we get a second?
Second it.
We got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, next one. Who
Okay.
wants to go?
In PA 25-0014, motion that the Human Rights Commission finds there are no reasonable grounds to believe that the respondent retaliated against the complainants based on protected activity in violation of the Vermont Fair Housing and Public Accommodations Act 9 VSA Section 4506E.
All right, do we have a second? I'll second. I'm gonna second my own motion in a second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bruce, you muted, dude.
Yes, aye.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right. I think those are all the cases. Did we have any? I think we had PD, I say, right? Do we have any other business?
We have 4 cases that are PDCA for the commissioner's authorization and 1 settlement to seek ratification.
Cool. Let's have them.
Okay. We may not have time to get through all of these before we have a member of the public coming in. Okay, I am finding the documents. Okay, so the first PDCA we have is in case PA 260007. This is the case of Jun Zhang, the Price Chopper, store 171. This case, we were happy to resolve predetermination. It involved the purchase of a set of mugs. So the parties agreed that the individual would be able to purchase his mugs that he wanted to buy. And the respondents will provide the complainant with a formal apology letter. That's basically the essence of this PDCA, and I am seeking your approval to put your signatures on this PDCA document.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And
yes. Put my
Great.
face on it.
And then, we have 3, settlement agreements that Mitch has achieved over the course of the last couple months. They took a little time to get finalized, some of these. But you know, overall, I want to just first commend Mitch for his extreme success and hard work in achieving these resolutions of cases that are very important to us. And your reward for closing these 3 cases is that you will get 4 new cases at the end of the day today. Do you want to go through these with the
Thank you.
commissioners?
I will. So the first one is PA 23-0014. It's a post-determination conciliation agreement. The commissioners will recall having agreed that there were reasonable grounds to determine that the school district involved, which had discriminated against a minor student on the basis of race and color. This was a long process because we had initially had 2, maybe 3 mediations, actually 3 mediation sessions. The third time was a charm. We achieved a settlement where the district paying the complainant $125,000 and agreeing as well to engage in a set of public interest programmatic changes that have us training them for the next 5 years effectively. We provide the training and they continue to produce it for over 5 years, and providing a central reporting mechanism for data that allows anyone, including us, to ascertain how their programs are going forward. That aspect of the settlement is consistent with some of the other settlements we've reached with other districts. So we're slowly by agreement by agreement, getting everybody to agree to do some of the same kind of centralized reporting. Again, we ask that you allow us to assign your signatures, attach your signatures to this post-determination conciliation agreement.
Yes.
Yep.
In case number PA 25-002, this is a case brought by Wilda White against a retailer called Vermont Kitchen Supply. You'll recall, commissioners, that you had determined that there were reasonable grounds to conclude that this respondent had discriminated against the complainant. In this agreement, which also went to mediation after your determination, the respondent shall pay the complainant $25,671.69. And in particular, very importantly, I think, this particular retailer, who had been recidivist and recalcitrant, I think those are appropriate, shall remove all existing signing everywhere, including physical signing and online, that relating to animals, and replace it with a visible sign saying only service animals are welcome here. So I think that this agreement achieves a great deal. I hope it brings this particular retailer into compliance. And again, we ask that you authorize the executive director to assign your signature.
Yes.
Yes.
Finally, I'm happy to report that from mediation with the state of Vermont through the Vermont Department of Health and Human Resources, we settled the case that the commissioners had determined back in 24, and the case commenced in 25, that Natalie Weil, an erstwhile employee of the state, had been discriminated against on the basis of sex including harassed on the basis of sex by her supervisor, and then following that, neither the Department of Health nor the Department of Resources took any reasonable steps to investigate and essentially bring her back to some kind of safe, non-harassing place, non-discriminatory place in her workplace at the state of Vermont. With this settlement, Ms. Weil shall receive $60,000. She has since left the state employment, and for reasons that relate to her and her husband's tax liability, they've determined they want their payment in 2027, to which the state agreed. Nothing else in this agreement is remarkable.
And this one just needs authorization for my signature because it is a settlement of a matter in court. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, absent any objection.
I was going to abstain from it anyway, but.
Yeah, right, okay. Wonderful, done. So I had thought that the person from the public who wanted to provide some comments to you was going to come virtually. I guess he is here in person. So we will have him come and sit over there, and I will try to get the camera to point at him if it wants to cooperate in that way.
I can move right over.
And Dan, you're free to go.
Great,
No,
thank
I
you.
got it. Thank you so much for your hard
Yeah,
work.
that,
And we're all sorry about that case.
oh, there we go.
Okay, I'm working on zoning in a little bit.
Unless they're really tall, I should be able to see them. Even better.
In.
You're gonna be a drone pilot by the end of this big.
Okay, we won't make you. You did a great job turning. Yes, side to side is the opposite side. Maybe it thinks you're gonna be behind the camera. I think that was. Right, yeah.
Oh, just focus it on Mitch. I mean, on Chuck.
Okay, great.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Betty Hartman. Nice to
Well,
meet you.
meet you.
Sorry to give you a little.
All right. James Charles. Hello.
Hello.
So if you sit here, they'll have the easiest time seeing you with the
Okay.
camera angle.
Yeah,
There and
we
there
go.
should be good. Thank you so much for coming to participate in our public meeting today.
Oh, that's all right. I tied myself into my jacket. Oh, well.
Oh, boy. Just so you know, we have 4 commissioners present today. One is attending by phone, so you can't see his face, but that
Okay.
is Commissioner Bruce Wilson. And then Bruce Wilson,
Wilkins,
Wilson.
Okay.
Okay,
obviously you gotta speak up this.
all right. I have no problem
I
with
got
that.
old ears.
So I believe we told you we could offer you 15 minutes.
Sure.
All right. Have at it.
Tax are stubborn things. And in 2022, I got a letter from the State Attorney General's office, Mr. Connors. And Mr. Connors said that there is not disparate treatment between how people are treated in guardianship under probate system. This is under Title 14, and where the Commissioner of Dale becomes appointed guardian under Title 18. There are not substantive differences between the procedural protections between the two systems, says Mr. Connors. I sent an email that contains the text of that letter. I don't know if you got it. I'm not going to dwell on that. But just to tell you, just to let you know that it is the official position of the state attorney general's office that I don't know what I'm talking about, that I am just making this up. Oh, so just take whatever I say with a grain of salt. There was a bill before the state legislature starting in 2023 to combine the two guardianship systems into one. That was referred to the Judiciary Committee of the Senate, and it sat there for 2 years, never had a hearing. In January 2025, the bill was reintroduced now into the Senate and the House, H26 and S5, if you want to look it up. The introduction part of that, those bills go into detail. It lists 18 specific places in statute where the procedural protections in the guardianship for individuals under the guardianship of Dale are inferior to the guardianship protections that exist for people under guardianship in the probate system. This is actually my second trip up to Montpelier to see you guys. I don't know if any of you were here in 2010, but in 2010, Vermont had a guardianship system where people, you've got in the probate court system, you've got involuntary guardianship and voluntary guardianship. Up until 2010, when I complained about it and the Human Rights Commission did something about it, people with mental retardation or mental illness could not apply for voluntary guardianship. The law presumed that they were too incompetent just by having those labels. They were too incompetent to consent to the formation of a voluntary guardianship. As a result of the Human Rights Commission stepping in, the state legislature rewrote the Vermont voluntary guardianship law to the point that where Vermont voluntary guardianship is the best voluntary guardianship in the country, bar none. So I'm just talking like this to let you know I do know something about the two systems. My daughter has been, and so since they changed the law in 2011, my daughter, actually 2010, my daughter has been under voluntary guardianship. So I'm getting to be an old man, and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm saying, you know, I don't have all that many more years to go. What's going to happen with my daughter's guardianship when my wife and I die? We really don't have any family where could take over the guardianship under private guardianship through the probate court. So there's a good possibility my daughter will have to go into public guardianship under Title 18. Oh, but voluntary guardianship isn't available under Title 18. Why? Because the legislature never wrote it in. And I've gone around with them about voluntary guardianship not being available under Title 18. And so what I've done is I've concentrated on two issues in the family court system as opposed to the probate court system, where let's just look at these two issues. Issue one is, as a guardian, any guardian under the probate court system, and there's about 3,500 guardianships through the probate court system. Every guardian under the probate court system annually has to submit an annual report to the court talking about everything, what you're doing for the person under guardianship. You send it to the court, and if you don't send it to the court, you'll get letters. Send us the report, and if you don't send us the report long enough, they'll remove you as guardian, because they won't put up with it. When they get the annual report from the guardian, they send a copy to the person under guardianship with a notice of their rights. That if anything you would think is wrong about this guardianship, come into the court and move to change it. Oh,
Mm.
this doesn't exist in the family court system. Under the family court system, it's detailed in the letter I sent February 16. In the family court system, where the Dale Commissioner is guardian, and they're guardian about 550 individuals with developmental disabilities, the Dale does an annual review. Does it send a copy to the annual review to the family court? No. Does it send it to the person under guardianship? No. The person under guardianship has to know that they have a right to request that. But there's no place in the law that specifies you have to give them an annual notice of what their rights are under the guardianship. So that's, and if you, under Vermont common law, through, as stated by the Vermont Supreme Court, in guardianship, the person who's appointed guardian is merely an agent or an officer of the court. It is the court itself that is the actual guardian. That's the way it's supposed to be, except it's not that way in the family court system. The family court system has a set it and forget it. The Dale Commissioner is appointed guardian, and that's the last the family court ever hears about this guardianship until the person under guardianship dies. And so these bills have sat I've gotten, shoehorn legislatures, put this bill before the legislature, do something about this. And so wonderful mechanism, they'll submit it to a committee and it sits there. And so this bill to consolidate the two systems sat before the legislature in 23, 24. It was reintroduced in 25. Neither committee had meetings on it. 26. Now we're past what they call the crossover date. Oh, well, crossover dates come, and I mean, what a system. Because what they do is twiddle their thumbs on the bills until it's crossover days, and Jesus, crossover days, we can't do anything about it now. And so in January, the Mr. Lalonde, the chairperson of the House Judiciary Committee, himself submitted a bill. This was just to have a working group to look at this issue and make a recommendation. Well, somebody didn't like that bill because even though Mr. Lalonde proposed the bill and he's the chairperson of the committee never met on the bill. So we're at the end of another legislature.
We've got about 4 more
Okay,
minutes.
so I'm coming to the pitch. You guys, I know you guys do cases. You're essentially you're almost like a judicial function. But another part of your function is to write this annual report to the legislature. I'm asking you to, in the next time you write to the legislature, put it in there. We have looked at this, and I'll send you a follow-up email on this to point you to these 18 points where the statutes are different, to ask the legislature, please take a look at this because it don't seem right. And this is even coming more to a head if the legislature passes this, equal rights amendment to the Vermont Constitution, because it's plainly in violation of the Common Benefits Clause now. But once you've got this now equal rights provision in the Constitution, and it specifies disability, and that becomes heightened scrutiny when it is challenged, and so I wrote this letter to the State Attorney General's office and to Dale, and I specifically asked them, what is the state interest in maintaining this difference in the statute? And I got a nothing letter. A nothing letter that refers, I got a letter from Charity Clark. I got a nothing letter saying, well, we sent you a letter in July of 2022, and that should about cover it. So that's where we are. Any questions?
Commissioners, any questions? Nate, I can't tell if you're working to unmute. No, no questions?
How will a citation in an annual report help?
What's that?
How will a citation in the annual report help? Yes.
Got me. Got me.
It's phone calls to get those bills off the board.
But this way, at least I got something that the Human Rights Commission now says, there is in fact disparate treatment. Because the State Attorney General's office is saying there isn't disparate treatment. What, Trump just fired Bondi. It's too bad we can't fire some people over at our Attorney General's office. I'm serious.
Well, I'm the executive director. I'll make sure I talk loudly for you, okay? I have no problem with that. I am often criticized for being loud.
Good.
I write the annual report.
Yes.
And I also have good relationships at the State House, including with Martin Lalonde and the Senate Judiciary
Yes.
Committee. If we want a bill to get introduced for that this next biennium, we'll need to get a bill draft request put in by a legislator in the fall. We don't want to wait until the annual report because I don't get that done till January. Okay, so I'm going to mention that to you, and I will absolutely look over what you've already sent us more closely and anything you want to follow up with, so that if we have a legislator on our committee, on our commission who's not present today,
I know who he is.
but someone who could put in a bill request himself. I can't put in a bill request.
No,
But I can absolutely talk with legislators about bill requests.
I can get the bill in.
Yeah,
That don't mean nothing.
Right.
This is my 4th year.
yeah,
talking About this, and you can get a bill in, and boy, they can sit on it.
they sure can. It
And
just
so-
sits up on that wall.
What I'm looking for is for the Human Rights Commission to put it in black and white to the legislature. This way I can say, the Human Rights Commission is asking you to change the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Without, because anyway, that's what I'm asking for.
Thank you. Thank you for putting that, putting all this work into this issue and all this thought and advocacy. And I will absolutely look at what you've put together and do what I can to advance this issue.
Let me tell you a quick story if I got a moment.
Okay, if it can be in 1 minute.
I'll give you 1 minute.
Okay, because we've been here since 8:30.
Has a flat tire outside of a mental institution. And he's changing the tire, and this is back in the day when you had hubcaps, and you take the tire, take the tire off, and you put the lug nuts in the hubcap while you change the tire, whatnot. While he's changing the tire, he steps on the hubcap and it flips over, and the lug nuts go down the storm sewer. Now what the hell is he gonna do? He's scratching his head. And he hears his voice. One of the inmates in the asylum is up in the window. He says, take a lug nut off of each of the other wheels and put it on. Now you've got 3 and you'll get to a gas station, you'll get some more. He says, how'd you think of that? He says, we're not in here for being stupid.
Well, thank you for giving us a chuckle at the end of a long day we've had here. We really appreciate you coming in and talking with us.
So, um,
So I'll send that, I'll send those bills to you and,
I'll take a look at them, I promise.
nice meeting you.
You too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
thank you.
Where's the name for the longest time? I'm missing a meeting.
Okay.
Done.
Are we done? That is an excellent question. What else is on the agenda, people? Now I feel like I need to shout for everyone. We lost Bruce partway through that. We have, voted, we've done the PDCAs, right?
Yeah.
We've done the meeting minutes. We've achieved public comment. Just, I think the question is whether with the small membership we have, if there's additional items you wanted to discuss, that are litigation related.
Just one, a disability case.
Okay, so we need that motion.
There it is, Jack.
What time is it?
I think you have to worry about the time.
I move that we go into executive session discussion matters about which premature general public knowledge would clearly place the commission at substantial disadvantage.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second that.
All right, motion and second. All in favor? Aye. Let's go.
First, what is,
All right, we have Bruce back. I apologize. I think that, my, device turned Teams off at some point during that gentleman's, presentation, but we have been recording the whole time, as far as I can tell. And Bruce is back. Bruce, sorry about that.
So did you turn off
Yeah.
the recording, Meg? I see recording and transcript started.
Okay, wait, 1 second. You're right. Thank you. Good point. All right, we are in executive session, so I'm stopping the recording.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Okay, the recording is on. We are in the public session, and the only thing we are coming into the public session to do is have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn the meeting at 4:52.
We got a motion and a second from Plateca. No
All right, we got a
discussion.
motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
take care, folks.
Aye. All right, everyone. Bruce, unmute yourself and let's get out of here.
All right, thank you, everyone. Take care. We'll see you
You
soon.
know I like this part
Thank
of
you,
it.
everyone.